Hi guys. So today we're going to dissect very quickly key important factors during the 2 day sentencing event of Darrell Edward Brooks. Now, quick disclaimer on day one, I'm not going to spend too much time on it because it's the victim statements and it's sad. It's very sad. But there's a few moments that happens there where Darrell Brooks is literally a monster, okay? And on day two, allegedly literally a monster. And then on day two, we're going to talk about a few behavior stuff, and at the end, it'll all make sense. But as usual, press like. If you haven't done so, subscribe. I do see in analytics a lot of people watch all the way through, but don't subscribe. So just watch and subscribe and be part of this awesome family, okay? And let's get started.
My name is Sherry Sparks. I am Jackson and Tucker's mom. I stand here today with my son Tucker and my husband Aaron. I'm here today to represent my family, but mostly for my boys, who were both struck down by the red SUV on November 21st. I want to give a voice to our son Jackson Sparks. Our family is forever changed. We are hurt, angry, traumatized, and broken.
We all know Jackson Spark, right? That's the 8-year-old boy that he killed, okay? That he killed. And that's his mother. And Jackson's brother feels it's traumatized. So the damage that Darrell Brook has inflicted. Hey, Don Woods, I know you watch these videos. I'll tell you why I think I know you watch it. And also you, Darrell Brooks, I know you watch this. And hi, Dad. You still alive? Listen. What you did, Darrell Brooks, is you not only took away Sparks' life, but you scarred that family, and everything that's interconnected to that family, they are scarred for life. Do you understand? There's like the fact that he rolled and laughed at that particular person means that he is literally a monster. Okay, fine. Maybe I'm not saying like laughing at other people who died. Okay, I'm not minimizing it, but I'm saying like if there was any ounce of some decency, that would have been the time to prove it. Like you saw how he stared at the camera and looked who it was. He realized who it was, and like pompous, highfalutin.
You kept this under 4 weeks, and this is all going to be wrapped up, before the first anniversary, and that means a lot. So I thank you for that. And if I could thank everybody at the prosecution table, our real-life Avengers. I mean, you guys did everything you could for us, and I'm forever grateful. Thank you. And I couldn't not thank Jen Dunn and her staff. I mean, she took all of us, supported us, made us into a family, and without them, I don't think I could have gotten through this trial. And Mr. Brooks, I hope as I read my statement, you continue to roll your eyes. I hope you continue to laugh and just show how bored and unmoved you are by all of this, because I think that's important. It's important for the world to see that evil can be a tangible, living, breathing thing. I think it's important for the world to see what human rot looks like. And to all the survivors, every time he puts his hand on that empty cavity.
Do you see that? Also, when he goes like this and like move his shoulder like that, that's a fighting position. Darrell Brooks, who are you going to fight? Darrell Brooks, do you know where you are? You have shackles. Unfortunately, they're not electrified, but you have shackles on your ankles and hands. Who are you going to fight? Who are you going to fight, murderer? Sex offender? Who are you going to fight? Look at that. Uninterested. This is the son of someone he killed.
Where his heart should be, I hope you all smile, and I hope you take solace in the fact that today is our day. Today is for us. Today is so we can take our handful of dirt, throw it on his grave, and move on. Because that's what we all need, and that's what we deserve. My name is Chris Owen, and I am the plaintiff. I'm here on behalf of another plaintiff, my mother, Leanna Joy Owen. Lee Owen was a mother, a grandmother, a best friend, an apartment manager, and a dancing granny. The reason none of the witnesses saw her in this courtroom is because she was executed by a child-killing sex offender. And we are both injured parties. My whole family is an injured party. To my kids, Lee Owen was Nanny. And Nanny spoiled her grandkids every chance she got. On every birthday, she would call and sing happy birthday to their voicemail so they could hear it the first thing in the morning. She went on a tour of my son's summer camp. She danced in the same parades as my youngest daughter. She wanted my oldest daughter to use her car to learn how to drive so she could teach her like she taught me. And all of that has been ripped away. But the defendant's conscience is clear.
Every time Darrell Brooks throughout this trial, even before the victim statement, he would say, "My conscience is clear. My conscience is clear." And that's disturbing. This is a murder of 6 people, including a child. This is someone who took his car and purposely ran through 68 people. At some point, he pressed on the brake to push someone off his hood and continue driving. That's disturbing. And a lot of people are there saying he's a sociopath, he's a psychopath. No, he's not. He's not. He's just a very spoiled narcissist. His mother, because obviously the father is the deadbeat, his mother... Okay, I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop. YouTube's going to slap me in the face. So let's continue.
To my dad, Lee Owen was the love of his life. They met when she was 16, and he taught her how to drive. From that point on, they stayed in each other's lives. And even though they divorced, she was still his best friend. They spent a lot of time together, and she was the only one who could get him out of the house. Now my dad has nightmares of her body flying through the air and shattering against concrete.
Shattering. Let me tell you something. He wouldn't use that word if there was not some fact into it. Because he could have used, flying and hitting the floor, flying and bumping in, shattering. That means that guy had to see his wife shattered. Shattered. That's why we're not spending too much time on day one, because those victim statements were a tearjerker, okay? So the reason why I picked this one as one of the main ones is because not only he's very descriptive, what's his name? Chris Owen is very descriptive, but you could see Chris Owen, like he wanted to really lunge at Darrell Brooks, and I think Darrell Brooks, like physically, he was like, "Ugh." And I believe Darrell Brooks was like wanted to fight him back. He's a horrible person. Don Woods, that's your son.
But Mr. Brooks' conscience is clear. To my brother and I, Lee Owen was our mother. A mother who, even when she was struggling, was always there for us. She was supportive of us. She always told us how proud she was of us. Growing up, all my friends and my brother's friends knew they were welcomed at our house. When they were in trouble, having problems at home, or just had to get away, she always let them stay as long as they needed to. And for years, every time I came home from the Marine Corps, she got all those same friends together so I could see everybody and spend time with them. She was the one that made sure everyone got their Christmas list out on time. She made the best eggnog I ever had. And she made my grandma's mac and cheese whenever we were together. She recently renewed her passport so she could visit my wife and I in Turkey and travel the world with us.
Do you see the amount of pain? So much pain in this guy's voice. And you can see there's also regret. That's the impact. That's the impact that Don Woods and Darrell Brooks don't seem to understand. They don't seem to understand. They think that, Okay, what's done is done. I didn't do it on purpose. Let me go home and take a shower and apply for a job. They don't seem to understand that this is bigger than them. This is bigger than us watching. It's bigger than us. Do you know that? Do you know why it's bigger than us? I'll tell you why it's bigger than us. Because the whole world is watching this. The whole world is onto this trial. It's bigger than us. And not for nothing, guys, if you have an ounce of empathy, I'm not saying everybody's a nice person. I'm sure plenty of you who are watching are DICKSs and annoying as hell. I know I'm annoying. But at the very least, we have a level of empathy, right? Can we all relate to this guy? I'll tell you. When my dad, hey dad, I know you're watching, okay? When you took your hands and grabbed my mom's neck, and when you strangled her, and you said you're going to her, and then you're going to yourself, I was on the phone and I heard all that. You didn't know that, but I was on the phone, okay? Do you know what that did to me? When I look at this guy, that's how I was, except I froze, and I feel very guilty about that. A lot of the times when my father put his hand on my mom, I just froze. I'm a big guy. I can F someone up, okay? Look, I froze. I froze. And the reason why, it's because, I don't know why, but according to my therapist, trauma. That's why this story is bigger than me and you watching. Because everybody now is able to relate to what it's like, or potentially what might be like, losing a parent to violence. I'll tell you more about my father later on. Let's just finish this.
She also couldn't wait to visit Machu Picchu with my brother. It was her dream trip. Out of all the places in the world, that was the one place she had to visit before she died. And now the best we can do is lay her ashes there. But Darrell Brooks' conscience is clear. And I believe him. Out of everything he said in this courtroom, I believe that is the one truth he told.
Yes. Narcissists are not able to feel empathy like me and you. So he knows he injured someone. He knows the impact of his behavior. He's very well aware. But it doesn't matter to him because it doesn't involve him. Right? It's not me, it's not my mother, it's your mother. Like in his head, that's how he sees it. That's why they're so good at being detached. Because in their mind, it's not their problem. Like, you might be going through something, it's not his problem. It doesn't benefit him. If it doesn't benefit the narcissist, it doesn't benefit him, therefore he doesn't care. There is no benefit of Darrell Brooks showing emotions or caring for Chris Owen and the rest of the victims. There's no benefit of him, so therefore he won't do it. I'll show you later on in the video why. Like, because Darrell Brooks will be emotional, but pay attention as to why will he be emotional right there and then. I'll break that down for you.
How else could he make a witness look at each of his battered friends that he ran over and ask, how do you know who this is?
Okay.
Throughout her life, Lee Owen was a hard-working woman. That's why when she found herself on hard times, she was able to overcome them. Even though it took years, she dug herself out of a deep financial hole so she could live the life she wanted, the life she deserved. And she was in the middle of doing just that on the evening of November 21st, 2021. And I know this is corny and cliche to say, but Lee Owen wasn't 71 years old. She was 71 years young. She was one of the most active people I knew. She just didn't have it in her to sit still. She always had to be moving or doing something, and this often involved people. She was very social and loved being around those she cared about, and people loved her back. She had a knack for making you feel good about yourself without even trying, because she always found the good in people. Even when it was to her detriment, it never dissuaded her from helping people any way she could. Without judgment, without demand for repayment or feeling she was owed anything. She did it because she knew it was the right thing to do, and it made her feel good. She accepted people for who they were and made people feel good about themselves. That is what the world lost, And you have the audacity to tell this court that your conscience is clear. I'm sorry, Mr. Brooks. There's not a human with a soul on this planet who could snuff that light out, who could steal Lee Owen from this world and have a clear conscience. And that is why you hear the term monster. That is why you hear the term demon. No, I saw you that day. It was just after you ran over the Catholics. I saw you hanging out of the window, looking back with a smile of satisfaction on your face, laughing at an inside joke that at the time I didn't get. The punchline escaping me. I didn't get it when my mom didn't respond to my texts. I didn't get it when she didn't answer my phone calls. I didn't get it the first couple hours my brother spent looking for her. I didn't get it until my wife sent me a video of you running over children in the parade. That's when I got the punchline. And it hit me like your red SUV, Mr. Brooks.
It's Don Wood's SUV. Chris Owen. Hi, Don. Hi, Don. Hi. Hi.
I saw pure, unrepentant evil in your face that day, and it disgusts me that you are allowed to exist. And I know the answer to the question that everyone keeps asking. I know why you did this. You did this simply because you were not in a cage. That is what I find mind-boggling. And how dare anyone say the system failed him? The system failed every one of us whose only mistake was to bring their families in the vicinity of Mr. Brooks.
I have to agree with him on this one. They are... I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a judge. I'm not a senator, congressman, a president, vice president. Who am I? I'm nobody, okay? But here is my opinion, all right? He's right. There are plenty of criminals out there who should not be out. And I get it. I get it. The prisons are full. Tax dollars is meager, right? We have to feed them, house them, give them entertainment, electricity, internet. I get it. I get it, right? You don't want to have that responsibility, so we just push them back outside. But he's right. Darrell Brooks should have never been out. There should be a way. Like, I know you have the three strikes and you're out. I don't know what I'm talking about. But there should be something where, like, if you show up to court after X amount of time, they look at your body of work and like, okay, look, sir, you get life. Boom. What? I mean, I don't know. Like, there needs to be something to account for the fact that there needs to be something linked to behavioral patterns. Do you understand? Because this whole thing of these criminals walking free in and out of jail, what is that? What is that? As a taxpayer, I mean, I can fight, but I don't want to be in a fight with a criminal. No. Oh, no. I'm civilized. I'm civilized. I don't want to deal with that. I want to go somewhere and know that I'm not going to be murked. Yes. So, no, Mr. Chris Owen, I agree with you. The system failed us. The system failed you.
That poor excuse for a man should not have been on the streets. That is the failure, period. But enough about him. Because today is not about him. It's about us and what we lost. I lost my mom, Lee Owen. And I wasn't always a good son. I could be selfish sometimes. I could be mean. But no matter how angry or standoffish I got...
We all saw that, right? This is the son of a woman. He took his car, hit her, forcing her elderly body to shatter on concrete. Shatter, meaning, maybe the skull was open, maybe, I don't know, the bone was broken. Shatter. He used the word shattered. That's a very specific word. So his father probably saw his wife shattered. And that's the face he makes. Eye rolling. Neck swerving. Did he neck swerve? Whatever. Let me tell you something. This day one, the Jackson boy, It was tough. It was tough.
God, she would bend over backwards for me, even when I didn't deserve it. And now I can never tell her I'm sorry. I can never tell her I should have been more grateful. I can never tell her how much I need her in my life. Yeah, shake your head. Shake your head. You know, because that is what you took from me. And there's nothing this court can do that would provide justice in my eyes. So all I ask is that you brought, and you brought slow.
This story was tough. That one and the Jackson story, because I got a 5-month-old daughter. These two took me out. They took a hammer down to my knees. I got smacked in the face and choked by these two stories, okay? Took me out. It took me out. Like, I needed a good 48 hours to recover from the emotional drain these two stories gave me. That's why I couldn't go through all of those victim statements. I would be just a spasm, because I can't go through that again. I can't go through it again. So I went through this one. This is a man who, before this very moment, felt like he was in control. He felt like he could just overtalk over someone, berate, intimidate. He thought he could just act his way out of there. The prosecution and the judge later on are done. They're done with his antics. They're going to show Darrell Brook the power, their power. The time is now, Darrell Brooks, for you to know who is in charge. Okay?
I will tell the court as to Mr. Brooks' prior record. The court is aware from the bail jumping charges he's pending on several felony counts in Milwaukee County. 21 CF 5020. He's charged with intimidation of a victim, that being Erica Patterson.
Hi, Donwood.
And felony bail jumping with an offense date of November 8, 2021. He's pending on case number 21 CF 4596 with an offense date of November 2 of 2021. Charged there with resisting, obstructing, felony bail jumping, second degree recklessly endangering safety, domestic battery, and domestic DC. That is the case where he is alleged to have struck Erica Patterson in the face with a closed fist after an argument, and then as she was walking away, intentionally ran her over with the same 2010 Ford Escape that he used in this attack.
That's Don Wood's car. You might ask yourself, what do I have about Don Woods? I got something to pick with her. I'll tell you when we go along, but I'm not happy. I'm not happy with her at all. And with one person who made a comment regarding to her. So both of them are in the back of my mind. You know, I didn't reply to the comment, and I'm not fighting with anybody, but I'm going to say what I'm going to say when I'm going to say it. Just keep watching. Thank you for watching.
When the police went to his mother's home and found him there, he was in the Ford as they approached. He got out and tried to run into the house.
Criminal.
He ignored their commands to stop. He tried to flee and eventually was apprehended. He lied to them and said he...
Look at that. That fidgeting. Let me tell you something. And that's not necessarily for people who are narcissists. Anybody who's a compulsive liar, when you start to throw the flashlight of facts into their faces, they panic. He's going through a fight and flight response right there. His stress levels are rising. He's looking up and away. He is self-soothing. He's going through a moment. He doesn't want to hear that. He doesn't want to hear the fact that he is a horrible human being. Well, let's see what he does.
He was not driving the Ford SUV that day, even though there was evidence to the contrary. That case is pending in Milwaukee County. He was released on $1,000 cash bail in that case on November 19th of 2000.
That behavior right there. Okay, this is what he said to himself. How is that relevant? I can guarantee you that's it through his mind. How is that relevant? You know, sir, it's relevant because that's who you are. She's laying out the foundation of almost of a poopy human being you are. That's why it's relevant, right? And that's why he doesn't like the attorney Harper. He hates her because she's a woman. He hates her because it's a woman in authority. He hates her because it's a woman who dares challenge his male authority. He hates her because she is able to flash the light of truth in his face. But Attorney Harper, she doesn't give a crap, okay? Because throughout this video I'm going to show you, she's going to stand up to him and he is going to cower. He's going to cower.
2021. There's a third file pending, 20 CF 2550. The charges are 2 counts of second-degree reckless use of a weapon, felon in possession of a firearm. The date of violation is July 24, 2020.
Oh, is that when he took the GUN and SHOT at Donwood's grandson? Okay, I'm just asking a question, that's all.
He was released on cash bail in that case in March of 21.
Oh, this is a man with no job. I wonder who paid the cash bail. I'm just wondering. Who could it be? Who could it be?
In that case, the allegation is that he got into a fight with his nephew. And as his nephew was leaving the area, the defendant fired 1 shot from a handgun toward the vehicle.
So not only did he SHOT his nephew, but he did it while the nephew was walking away? Oh, Darrell, not only are you a criminal and an MURDERER, but you are a coward. What am I doing?
I think he was able to do it. I just don't think he wanted to. I just think this is all part of his charade. This referring to himself in the third person, trying to distract him or detract himself, I should say, from the events, taking absolutely no responsibility. It's the act of a narcissistic coward. Those words have been used here today, and nothing could be further from the truth. He is a coward. He ran like a scared little chicken from this parade, trying to slither away in the dark of night, but only to stop long enough and try and take advantage of good citizens that would help him.
He's freaking out. He's pissed.
He calls and lies to his mom, right? Get me an Uber. I can't get into it. He lies to the officers repeatedly.
Who is this woman? Who is this woman?
We saw the time of his arrest. We heard the testimony from Daniel Ryder, a good man with good intentions and a good heart, who took this murderer into his home.
With the audacity to tell me who I am.
And held him there long enough for the police to come and take him away without any knowledge whatsoever of what had gone on. He takes advantage of everyone. He's extremely manipulative. He absolutely thinks he's in control of everything, when in fact, as he sits here in custody, he's in control of nothing except for his own behavior.
Mr. Brooks, be quiet.
Except
I'm
for
not
his...
going to sit here and be disrespected.
Mr. Brooks, be quiet.
I'm not going to
You'll
sit
have
here
your
and be
opportunity.
disrespected.
These are sentencing arguments and they can make them.
So I could do the same thing?
Mr. Brooks, there's nothing disrespectful. They are doing it in
Yes,
a
it is.
respectful
Okay,
way.
call me out of my name again.
Go ahead, Attorney Hopper.
Judge, these are the facts. You heard from so many of these parents and so many of the people that were there of that fight or flight, right, that kicked in. He ran. He fled.
A lot of time with narcissist people, they're very good at spinning stories. They spin stories. You know, the clothes they wear is a story. You will never know who their true self are. They have a true self. They do. Only they know who they are. But you will never know who they are. And if you happen to have a peek into who they are, your life could potentially be in danger. Because it's so significant for them that it goes into 2 ways. A fight and flight. They will either run away from you, so they'll disconnect from you, they cut connection with you, they'll disappear. Or if they're not able to do that, they will fight you. A narcissist is not the person that just sits in the corner and do nothing. They will do something. They will do something. That's how significant it is when you peel away at their layer. And what Attorney Harper is doing, she's letting us know the world, the type of person he is, right? Because throughout this trial, he's had different stories. And during this prosecution 2 days, he had a very specific story. And that's the story of, I have mental illness and I want to be the poster child of mental illness, so therefore. By Anthony Harper telling the whole world of his rap sheet, it interferes with his story. And so he is in a panic situation. He's like, he wants her to stop. He's uncomfortable because he doesn't want to hear how much of a bad person he is, because he knows he's a bad person. He knows it. But no, sir, you're going to sit there and you're going to listen.
Darrell Brooks is the epitome of evil. He is evil in
Other
person.
courtroom, please.
No, we may not.
The community is
May I have
good.
the order
The
of the court
people
so
are
I can
good.
I think it'd be
The
best for me to
victims
just go
are
into the
good.
other
Mr.
courtroom.
Brooks, I'm talking.
I don't care about you talking.
I don't care what you care about.
I know you don't.
Sit down and be
You-
quiet.
nah.
Everybody has told you that. Stop it.
See, you got it all wrong, Miss Opper.
Judge, the community has spoken. This jury returned a verdict in 2 hours. That's how open and shut this case was.
Actually, it was
Everybody saw it.
Actually, it was
Everybody but Darrell Brooks. This jury
You think
deserves
you know
to be
me.
commended for their conduct, their
God bless you,
patience,
though.
their
God bless you.
service.
Mr. Brooks,
I asked to go to the other courtroom.
I'm not
so we
sending
wouldn't
you
have-
there.
So we wouldn't have to go.
it's not, that is not a place you get to request to go to. It's
So
when you disrupt the proceedings. She's
I'm not
almost
trying to disrupt
done.
the proceedings. I'm trying to go to the other courtroom
No.
so she can finish.
Did you see how combative he was? I'm telling you, if it wasn't for the court setting, he would have gotten up and physically hurt Attorney Harper, or actually even the judge. It wasn't, if he wasn't restrained, he is dangerous, right? Because you have narcissist people who just disappear, who ghost you. They're not all violent, but the majority of them resort to violence if they're not able to actually make you see or make you believe. If they're not able to make you submit, they will hurt you. They will hurt you, either emotionally or physically. They will hurt you a lot of times, and I can tell you that for a fact. A lot of times they will resort to physical violence, especially if you're a woman. If you're a woman dealing with a narcissistic man, you most likely at some point it will turn violent. It will turn violent. Because to them, they don't even see the act. They don't even see what they're doing as wrong. Do you see, at some point, he asked the judge to be removed, and the judge says, no. And then he interrupts again. And he says, well, I told you to remove me, so therefore it's your fault. Even his behavior, he blamed it on the judge for not removing him from the court. Do you see how their mind just, it doesn't compute. It does not compute. You could be the most loving person in the world. You could literally give them your kidneys. They will not care. They're incapable of caring. If they are not in the picture, they are not capable of caring.
It's saying the
I wanted-
BS she gotta say.
I wanted to share something with you, Judge. This is something that came in on December 5th of 2021. An anonymous letter came, well, it's not anonymous, it's signed, but it's from a person.
The number one thing that can hurt a narcissist is you to ignore them. That's it. You can curse them out. You could cut them out financially. They don't care. They don't care. But what they care about is that they don't have a platform. They care if nobody is there to feed their ego. They care about that. They don't want to be ignored. At that moment, I'm going to play it again. I want you to look at it.
It's saying the
I wanted-
BS she gotta say.
I wanted to share something with you, Judge. This is something that came in on December 5th of 2021. An anonymous letter came, well, it's not anonymous, it's signed, but it's from a person.
The judge looks at Darrell Brooks, rolls her eyes away from him, and ignores. Darrell Brooks senses that. And if you notice, he stops. He becomes coy and quiet. He retreats. Because ultimately, They are so insecure they don't even believe in their own strength. That's a glimpse. We just witnessed a glimpse in the window of Darrell Brooks' psyche of what he truly thinks of himself. A meek, meager, weak, miserable human being. And that's why whatever Attorney Harper is saying, it's really hitting him to the core. Because Attorney Harper is actually taking a look at the true Darrell Brooks. And he wants to lash out, but he cannot. And the judge co-signed. The judge literally told him with her eyeballs, I am the boss here. And he disappeared. He fades away. He faded away. Hi, Judge. Hi, Judge. Hi. 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 He senses there's a power shift. Attorney Harper lashes back at him. The judge co-signed, does not interrupt Attorney Harper. I don't know why I keep wanting to call her Anthony Harper. My God, it's because attorney, my brain just can't. Okay, Attorney Harper is laying it out, and the judge is not stopping it because probably the judge co-signs. Again, look at that eye roll. Look at that eye roll. Darrell Brooks sensed that. He realized he's in trouble because the judge is pissed. He senses that, and he's saying to himself, okay, I have to pretend like I'm good because I have a story to spin that I want to be a poster child for mental illness. You know, I can't act all a fool and expect her to treat me nice. That's why he's acting like a little boy.
Some of the language in that other act's evidence, the intimidation of the victim, it played out repeatedly in this courtroom. He tried to intimidate you. He tried to intimidate me. He tried to intimidate the witnesses. He tries and tries and tries, but he fails. He's not the strongest person in the courtroom. He's the weakest person in the courtroom. Morally bankrupt. That's what he is. His character is void. I asked Attorney Basie, what's the word I can use for low character? And then we came up with the fact he really has no character.
She calls him out. She calls it out like it is because it is true. Darrell Brooks has been trying to intimidate every single woman that was in that case, including the judge. Process that. This is a criminal who intimidates the judge. Okay, that's not new. That's not new. Plenty of criminals try to intimidate the judge. But the whole point of this, right, is that he was determined to let people know who the hell he is. And we looked, and we know exactly who you is. That was my dog.
And then yours at the time of sentencing, or prior to me imposing sentencing, okay?
I apologize.
Hi, Judge.
It's very
Hi,
emotional and
Judge.
frustrating
Hi.
right now. So
Hi.
I apologize to you, Your Honor, in court.
I understand it's frustrating, and I understand that.
It's just very hard to sit and
See how he submits.
it's almost like a pylon. So I still understand that I have to conduct myself respectfully, so I apologize.
He gives the illusion of submission. He thinks he's slick. But here's the problem with narc people, is that behavior could potentially work in the real world. But in courts, it does not work. That's why they always fail. Narcissist people who are, who commit a crime and who end up in court, they always fail because that story spinning is useless against evidence. It's useless. It could work with me and you to be gaslit, right? I don't know the facts all the time. I don't have a narcissistic bone in my body. So yeah, maybe I would believe some of that bull poop, right? But in courts, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. The way he submits by saying, I apologize, listen to what the judge says. Go.
I think the apology needs to be made to the victim, sir, more so than this court.
Definitely. I was just referring to
I know.
the...
All right, anything else from either party before we conclude for this evening?
Do you see? Even in that statement, the judge told him by her essence, I'm not putting up with you, Darrell. Don't apologize to me. I'm going to get you what you deserve. Apologize to the victims. First, this whole fiasco was a poop show because it was just so emotional. It was insane. It was insane. And I think I can speak for 99% of the world population that we all share at least one tear. And if you haven't shared a tear, then suspicious. What else are you doing in your life? No, I'm playing. Not everybody cries like a dime. I cry easily. Ever since having this baby, I cry like it's nothing. I think it's the sleep deprivation. I don't even recognize myself. I cry like that. Like that. Do you understand? I never used to do that. Oh, this baby. It's a sleep deprivation. I am so sleep deprived. Okay, enough about me. No, so the final thought of this whole debacle is that Darrell Brook is a monster. Throughout this entire trial, he has yet to say, I'm sorry to the victims. And you know what? Let me tell you something. Multiple times throughout the whole trial, really, not just day one, when he was put away into the room and the judge asked him, make a pledge. It's just a freaking pledge. I found out from the comments that the pledge means literally nothing. Like, it's just a pledge. It's just a word. It's just a word. Darrell Brook is so narcissistic that even writing the word, I pledge, he couldn't do it because it would give satisfaction. In his mind, it's like, no, the judge hasn't won. Darrell Brook, you're a stunad. You're such a stunad. You're a stunad. Do you really think, I know he watches this, I'll tell you in a bit. Do you really think that your attitude was going to get you anywhere? Nothing good will happen to you, Darrell. Hey, I got one word for you. Erica Patterson is doing great. That pissed him off. Erica Patterson, let me tell you something. Your mere existence pisses him off. Look, if you want to get on the Darrell Brooks skin, just say to him, Erica Patterson is doing great. He's just going to melt. It's going to melt. Okay, let me tell you why I think Darrell Brooks watches our videos. Or at least his mom. So somewhere along the day 2, which I'll get to another day, but at day 2, he mentions when he has to speak to the judge and he spent like 1,000 hours speaking, he mentions that, something about the mask. He's like, no, I don't wear this mask to hide anything. I have nothing to hide. I mean, I was scouring the YouTube. I think I'm the only one who talked about the mask. About the mask being a tool to hide his facial expressions. I think I'm the only one, aren't I? Tell me in the comments below to correct me. But if that's the case, these MF are watching these videos. Oh, I'm so thankful. I hope you press like. Thank you, Darrell. Thank you, Dawn. Aw, Erica Patterson is great. This is great. I have trolls. I have criminals. I'm moving up. This is great, okay? Look, I make no mistake about the fact that I am lucky to have you. If you got this far, I am lucky, right? I am lucky to have you. Press the like, though. And if you have done so, subscribe. But boy, I'm lucky. Our live stream is fire. The comments takes me out. Let me tell you a funny story. At the end of all this mess, when I go back upstairs, Chris is like, you were so loud, Alistair. Because I laughed so loud. I haven't had so much fun on this stupid piece of equipment, which is called a camera. I'm telling you, it's so much fun. It's so much fun. So much fun. So much fun. It wouldn't be that fun if it wasn't for you. I'm having so much fun. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I don't think I will ever stop being thankful because I mean it. Okay. Focus. Okay, so I have a question for you guys. And I was going to make a poll about this, but then I changed my mind. Oh, wait, Daddy Bailiff is not on the shot. Hold on one second. Okay. Hi. Someone said his face is this emoji expression. And you're right, girl. It is. I have something to tell you. I was going to say. All right. So I think our community that's forming, and I get it. Look, we're only 3,000 and change subscribers. We're very young, but we're young and strong. And and that we are great. What name should we give a community? What name? So I have in my mind, I was thinking in my office, the Pactors, the Understandables. Do you understand? I mean, I don't know. Think of any ideas to give a name to a community. I think it'd be great. I was going to do a poll about it, but I really couldn't think that hard because I have a baby in my hand and I'm feeding with the bottle. I can't think so hard when I'm on baby duty, okay? But I'll let you do the thinking. What would you think would be a good name for our community that's forging? You guys are great. You guys are great. See you at part 2, which I will release this week or this weekend. Woo! Having a baby is work, okay? Let me tell you something. If you don't have a kid and you're thinking about having a kid and you think it's going to be all lollipops and bunnies, I got news for you. It is not, okay? You're not going to sleep ever again and you'll never get anything done ever again. Everything will be late. You'll always be late. If you have a career, get ready to sweat. Woo, babies. Who has more than one? Bye. I love you for watching. Bye-bye.